Aloha. Hey, como mai. Welcome to Let's Create Miracles, Mystic Wisdom Dialogue, episode 24. With Wayne Kealohi Powell here from Kauai. And yeah, we're going to start with our pandrum again today for the opening prayer. So take some deep breaths. Allow yourself to drop in as we harmonize our three selves.
Perfect.
Huh. All right, we begin again. Welcome to Mystic Wisdom Dialogue, which has its glitches today, which we will discuss very soon. Put the baby to rest. Once again, aloha and welcome. John, Penelope, and all those listening on YouTube, if you're still around after that glitch. this call to me today. This is it's talking stick, you might call it. As you can see, we've got a Maori tongue of truth carved on his head. Yeah, this was carved by a Maori master for me in the 80s when we were studying Huna together. Each one of these diamonds are the Huna principles. It's 25 inches, which is the cubit 1 for a magic. And it gives people confidence to speak up, to bring what is coming from within to the circle. Every student since the 80s has held this stick. And every now and then he disappears. You know, there are so many glitches in life. Something keeps us on our toes for sure. Yeah, he disappeared. And I knew he wasn't lost. But I thought he was. Crazy, silly me. And he was in the side of a massage bag. Yeah, they have pockets on the sides of the bags for the longest time. And then when I opened the zipper, it goes, peekaboo. But yeah, you've seen the haka in the Maori tradition, right? Well, this is a more mellow, sort of mature bringing forth of that, the tongue of truth. So anyway, I'm here today with you, and I'm really glad to be here because we are on the last Sunday here in my little healing temple in Kapahi, in northern Kapa on Kauai. Because next Sunday, we are streaming live worldwide from kkcr.org. It's going to be the same time, and you'll get the emails. And I don't think it'll be on Zoom because of all the technical prowess that's required to run and engineer a radio station. Adding visuals would be quite difficult, especially because I have a cohort. Hope Johnson is going to be joining us next Sunday for her expertise and her clarity on how to bring the Course of Miracles into your life more fully. And I'll be bringing that oponopono transmission from Morna Simeona and through my own heart, my own soul. So it's going to be a great show next Sunday, kkcr.org. So put it in your calendar, put it on your memory, wherever you keep your memory, and we'll remind you in every way that we can. All right. So today I was given a specific idea, and as I watched last Sunday, the replay, I realized it lifts perfectly off from where we left off last Sunday. And the idea is quite common. I'm seeing it everywhere by all the teachers that are empowered right now. They all have their own version and flavor of it, of course, because that's what we do. And so the title that was given to me to bring forth while I was in the ocean yesterday was, you ready for this? Be willing to be guided. Now, how does that make you feel when you hear those words? Can you say that first person? I am willing to be guided. Yeah, well, that could bring up a lot of different thoughts on both sides of the fence, I'm sure. But what I realized was our will, like I said last week, next to our imagination, is the most powerful tool that we have as human beings. Did you catch that? Human beings? Yeah. Because our will is one with the will of Creator, which is to be happy, to be free of whatever is in the way of that being so. It doesn't mean there's not going to be challenges in our lives. Oh my God, I've had so many this morning already, just reminding me that I need nothing to move forward but breath, will, and intention. That's it. Yeah. And that leaves the past alone. Yeah. That leaves the future alone. It leaves a willingness to be guided into not only who I am becoming, but who I am already is becoming. And this is quite common. You want something to write with? Oh, there you go. You can use any of that paper there. It's very common to, be guided. Like when I was getting my latte this morning, I ran into the one of the producers of KKCR, and we had this little dialogue, and I told him what my little soapbox was going to be about today. Be willing to be guided. And he said, Wayne, we're always guided. I said, yes, consciously and unconsciously. He goes, yes, that's true. And so as we decide, and that's what it takes, the first step is a decision to be guided. By who? By what? By our higher self, by God, by whatever guides we believe in and put our faith in. Ascended Masters, Jesus, oh gosh, there's so many. We can be guided by, depending on whatever we would like to believe in. And yet, there has to be a surrender. A full surrender is what I realized when I got this title. Because I didn't realize until I got this title that I was in a full surrender already. And that switched all my feelings into a willingness for the Holy Spirit, Spirit of Aloha, God, my ancestors, my guides, my angels, to be more boisterous in my stepping and my breathing, in whatever direction I'm headed into, that is led by my heart. It's quite common today to see all the teachers moving into giving to receive. And it doesn't come with an intention of receiving. That's where it has to, it's like an automatic response from the universe or from people that are in your orbit. As you give or as you uplift them in whatever capacity you can, without any hope of return. It's just like a rock star being on stage and delivering something and having all these waves come back to him. It's the same in one-on-one or one-on-many when you give from your upliftment to uplift others, right? So there's an overflowing from the heart of divine love that is eternal and infinite. And in this way, we are sharing our love. We're not giving it. We're sharing our love, and it may look like giving because our will is in place to share it. And even without words, just presence will activate the receiving from others, consciously or subconsciously. It doesn't matter. And so this seems to be the way we're pulling each other up, is by acknowledging through reflection that eternal spark that lives within us. That's what Namaste is about. Acknowledging that and allowing the breath to carry that even just a little bit higher between people who are aware and conscious. And they hang out in circles, Sometimes you never know where you're going to bump into one, like what happened to me this morning. And yet there's this nag that I have from my ego, because I'm flipping my life completely into a whole new life stream. I'm leaving this country in 4 weeks from tomorrow. And I'm committed to a year of following my heart, using my will, imagination, my intention to create a musical career for myself that I've always wanted and never felt like it was time. Can you relate to that? Yeah. And so in that, there's a great metaphor that revisited me this morning. It was about energy and the past. Now, in my experience of making this change, which I've made several times in my life, completely letting go of the entire past completely, which is very scary to some degree, unless you've really had enough. There could be some anger or frustration. But if it's been a lucrative income, or if it's been really successful for you, it could be definitely some hesitancy there. And so what has to happen? Something has to break. Something has to break. And with me in my life, it's always glass. It's always glass. I remember when I had a breakdown on every level of my life. This would have been 1994. And my life had broken by itself. I couldn't work. I was so distraught. I don't want to name what kind of a breakdown it was, because that would give it some other kind of energy. But it was a breakdown so full that it caused bankruptcy and divorce with 3 children. And it caused me to move to Molokai because I couldn't even be on this island. So I'm sitting there in my little apartment, trying to make some sense of myself, wallowing in emotional duress, is a nice way to say it, and not knowing actually what was going on with me. And for some reason, no matter what anybody said, it didn't help. There was some kind of internal guidance system that had me going in a direction that I knew really nothing about. And so 3 weeks, 4 weeks, about 3 weeks into being there, I get a call from my oldest son. And he says, Dad, he says, Mom, can't stop crying. I said, well, what happened? Because we're all sitting in the living room watching television. And you know that beautiful etched glass that you and Mom bought in Encinitas, California, and put in the front window in the house? I said, yeah. It had the angel sitting there on a log blowing a flute, and the 3 birds, which signified your sons, listening? I said, yeah. I said, well, that thing just jumped out of the window and smashed on the living room floor into a million pieces. And all of us were in shock. That was the first time I realized that some things cannot be put back together. They're not meant to be put back together. As painful as it is, that's just one of these opportunities in life to flow downstream in wonder of how to make peace in so much chaos. Wow. So let's pull forward to today. And today I'm preparing for this talk. Had a nice meditation, a nice long bath, got all these messages to share with myself about my new life and how to activate pieces of the new life in different places so that it can percolate really nice and with ease and grace. And then I run out to get my favorite latte, which is a matcha latte. And it's a ceremonial latte. It's not just green latte. It's a latte that comes from South America. It's very expensive. And it's so mellow. And because I get it with oat milk. I haven't been doing it for a while, but it's kind of been a habit on these Sunday mornings to boost my energy, is what I'm thinking, right? So I'll be able to deliver a more clear message, right? And so while I'm there, as I said before, I ran into the producer of the show, had my latte, and I come home, making me a nice breakfast. I got some fresh ahi yesterday, and I make this beautiful breakfast, and I'm taking it out of the pan, and I turn to get a spoon to get the rice out of the garlic butter, and my elbow hits this glass container of my latte, smashes on the floor in a million pieces, and I hear the voice say, "You don't need caffeine." I am with you always. And I went, okay. There's glass everywhere, green tea and oat milk everywhere. Got the message, picked up all the big pieces that I could, hurriedly put the studio together, and realized once again, this is, I gave you the first and I gave you the last. There have been other times in my life. So pay attention. When glass breaks or something of that form shatters and cannot be put back together, there's a metaphor in your life going on, that it's time. Yeah, and so what came to me right before that, because I'm downsizing my storage so I can get off the island without too much expense. I'm in the bath, and Spirit says, sell it all. Get rid of your storage. Have a couple of garage sales and sell it all. This lifestyle is pa. And I'm looking through the boxes and I see all these temple accoutrements from all the trainings that I've had here in Kauai. All kinds of sacred objects and things and books and fabrics and feathers and just bowls and stones, and it just goes on and on and on. And I'm opening these things, even jumper cables, and I'm like, $170 a month? It's not worth it. To give it air-conditioned storage? I don't think so. After all these years, I've spent probably 20 times more than the stuff is worth on storage already. So that was inspiring. Yeah, and if the glass had not broken, it wouldn't have really sort of, ground what they were telling me into finale and given me the energy without the caffeine to function at all. To find the places, find where I can give away 12 tents, 12 sleeping bags, and 12 mattresses to some organization for camping that, like a YMCA or YWCA, or a school perhaps that has regular camping trips. I'm going to find out where to deliver all of these stuff. Pillows? Oh my gosh. I've got at least 25 pillows with pillowcases. And I knew I had a pillow fetish, but that's way too much for me. Yeah. So anyway, it's inspiring to note that we have support always when we deem it so, when we believe in it, when we activate it, when we breathe it in, when we actualize it, when we surrender to it, when we believe in a body that we are worthy of this guidance. A higher guidance, you can call it if you like. But it's so funny, the producer of the show, he goes, Wayne, it's all guidance. Higher, lower. We're just in the friggin' river, he says. That's Andrew, right? We're just in the river, brah, he says. And it reminded me of that parable in the book Illusions by Richard Bach, one of my favorite books of all time. I remember I was using it as a goodnight story for my first son when he came to visit me in Molokai after the divorce. He loved it so much. He asked me if he could take it home because we didn't finish it. And yeah, so now I have several copies in my storage. They just gravitate to me, wherever, even hardbacks. So in the beginning parable, Richard Bach is about these beings. I can't remember what they're called, but they cling to the side of the river, to the banks, the river banks. And this is their existence. Their entire existence is clinging to the river banks. Why? Because the current is so strong. Anytime any one of them lets go, they don't even know what happens to them. All they know is they're probably not even alive. The current is so strong. So this being who is waking up in consciousness, he says one day, he feels inspired. He says, hey, look, I'm going to let go. And all the other beings that are clinging, they're like, no, you can't let go. We've seen what happens. If you let go, you will be beaten, thrashed, and torn, and perhaps drowned by the river. Look at that current. Wow. So he goes, oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty scary. So he clings for a little while longer. And then he gets inspired again. Something inside of him is churning. I have to let go, he says to the tribe. No, we've told you. We've warned you about this. If you let go, you know what's going to happen. Now, come on. Just cling. So he's clinging for a little while longer. And then all of a sudden, he can't cling anymore. He's waking up. And he turns to them and says, bye! And he lets go. Shoo! Into the current. And he's thrashed and beaten and torn, but not drowned by the river, by the current. Boom, 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 bouncing off the sides and off of rocks. But he refuses to cling again. He just holds all of his presence, and whatever's going to happen, he knows that it's what he wants. And then the current lifts him and carries him safely all the way to the ocean. As he refused to cling again. Now, you can relate this to being vaxxed. You can relate this to anything in your life that you're holding on to that perhaps has expired and you just don't want to look. But what did it take? What did it take? It took will, first of all, determination, and the knowing that whatever was in the unknown, he wanted it more than what he has. And I know you could relate to this. So, our theme today, be willing to be guided. Now, this will come out of your meditation with your higher self, with all of the guides and spirits that facilitate you, just perhaps in your imagination, but definitely in your realm of beingness, right? These are icons we can call on for help. And, we don't have to call on them because we actually need help. We call on them in gratitude for helping us already is the best call. Because they are. And I'm sure you've heard the phrase that, until you make the call, they won't intervene with your life. So I suggest that you make the call a gratitude call. A call of infinite gratitude for all the help that we have already, to take the next step, to take the next breath, to go to the next class, to do the next exercise, to practice that musical instrument, to practice nonviolent communication, to practice self-identity, ho'oponopono, to practice breathing in a new way, perhaps. Breathing in light, breathing in the energy that creates new stem cells in the part of your body that requires it. We have infinite access to creating whatever we can imagine. And we have infinite supply of support from all our guides, all the icons that we put our loving energy in reflection to. And you know, there's nothing going on outside of us. You know that already. And if you don't, that's a good concept to adopt for sure. Because that gives you all the power. If there's nothing going on, if you created the whole world. Now, I'm not talking about God's part in creating the world. I'm talking about the part of what you see, what you believe the world to be for you is of your own creation. A big part of it comes from programming. The major part of it. Filters. Yeah. We filter everything. Happens automatically, involuntarily. That's where all the judgments come from. Did you know that judgment and love cannot hold the same space? Isn't that interesting? Judgment, love. Oh, so when we clear enough garbage from the filters, we actually can see ourselves more clearly, without any shame, without any blame, without any guilt. Can you imagine a life without blame, without shame, without guilt, without judgment? If you can imagine it, you can have it. That's the law. As an acronym, love always wins. Hallelujah. Yeah, you know, it's funny how when we see somebody so happy, quite often we get upset because they're way too happy. An angel just got its wings. And it's Taj. Wow. Bless your heart, Taj. Taj has the radio show at KKCR on the first and the last Sunday of each month. Same time as me, 10 o'clock on Sunday. Tea with Taj. I'm just plugging in for her because it's an amazing show. She pours herself into it beautifully for 19 years now. Twice a month. Wow. And it was her that inspired me to do my little bit at KKCR. She said, hey, you know, somebody needs to take week 2 and 3. So here we go. Let's create miracles. And can you hear that rain? That is such a blessing shower happening right now. Wow. Let's just breathe that blessing shower in for just a moment. Opening your crown center, opening your heart. Slow, deep breaths into your heart. Shoulders back, spine straight, mind relaxed, breath full, allowing your full self to come present and be showered with blessings from above. It's quite often used in Hawaiian metaphor that the rain are the tears of the Father because he misses the mother so much. He pours his tears onto her bosom And the mother, she misses the father so much that she grows everything towards him. In this union, the reunion of ourselves, mother, father, and child, sky, earth, and me, you, us, cradled in grace, bringing heaven to earth, our breath, our imagination, and our will, leaning into an intention, peace on earth, as it is heaven. Father, Mother God, thank you for this opportunity to merge with you again. Thank you for the blessings of this rain, pouring down upon us, cleansing rain, a rain that poets and songwriters and dancers have been feeling, moving their art form into manifestation. So imagine this rain now is your higher self pouring down on you the blessing and the courage to let go of what no longer serves and breathe in who you already are and becoming. Uolani. Mai ka'i uolani. Mai ka'i uolani. O mai ka'i. Make apolio. Kako. Ha ha ha. Hey, amama. Oh, all right. Wow. I'm going to share one more thing before I bring my beloved friend on. I promised you last week to clarify what Jesus was saying. Okay, you know what? It's not time for that. It's time for welcoming Shakira into the circle. Please join us. There you go. once again, welcome.
Thank you. Thank
Yes. I so enjoyed
Aloha kako.
your input last week. So what's on your heart today to share?
I'm really feeling quiet at the moment.
That was a deep meditation.
Just soaking in the sound of the raindrops on the leaves, feeling the verdancy of green as this life, spirit, energy, delighting in the sounds of the birds. I did take a couple of notes when something came to me. Make it a gratitude call to the new. That's what I'll just land on right now.
Yeah, because it's those vibrations that will bring. Because the gratitude is an acknowledgement that it already is. Yeah.
Well, there's both the call, the new, and the gratitude, all contained in that. And so just to be with that sentence, you know, the sense of there is both the right now, present, nothing in the past or the future, this release of right now, where is the heart? So for me, when you asked that question, I could feel this quiet sense of being surrounded by where is my heart? My heart is here, full. And there is a yearning or an impulse. I think there's some sense of a continuum of relationship to not only this is how life is right now, and I'm grateful for it, and also I'm part of this stream of creation, this relationship with what is coming through me, what am I being drawn to by my connectedness to that. So
True.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I am right now.
I totally relate.
Yeah.
That's exactly, I could have said it better. It's so much more than the words. There's so much behind what you just said that is a definitive experience of what you said.
Well, only speaking the words because
We
we're in this, no, it's not all we have, but we're in this setting where words are a part of the anticipated experience.
True that.
Right. So
it helps, guys.
you're asking me to speak, so I'm offering something. Yeah.
Words are powerful. Thank you.
Yeah. You have a candle in front of my line of vision, and
nice. The flame of eternity.
I'm seeing I'm remembering your story, Wayne, of the crashing glass.
Mm.
Yeah, my mind right now is kind of feeling a sweep of words and images that you brought into this time so far. And something that I appreciate is a full circle, the never ending. So you have your pivotal epiphany of the shattering of something that just leapt off the wall. So that takes me to, yes, I too have had things happen that could not be explained by anything that came through filters of westernized conditioning. Like, this does not happen. It doesn't need to be explained through other systems that know, oh yes, things like this really do happen.
Yeah.
But to have the experience of perceiving that life is not, it's not stagnant, and it's not contained in the box of the way. I mean, you use the term ego, but this definition filled experience. So I'm just sensing that's part of the creation. There's value in connecting to that definition less space. And the imagination is a beautiful
Tool.
Yeah. Tool, gift, power. And I want to add freedom also.
Well, yeah.
Of course. But I wanted to add it.
Thank you. We get to choose freedom from what?
Well, yeah, when I say freedom, I didn't mean it really as a counterpoint in that way. I just meant that if we're imagining, it means that there is a creation that is not connected to anything that's time bound.
Love has no opposite. I got it.
I've lost my words just now. Like, I have no words right now.
Thank you. Yeah. So as I was walking out of the ocean after they gave me that, be willing to be guided, and I'm coming out of the water, heading towards, the word kept changing. Be willing to be worthy. Be willing to be healthy. Be willing to be mindful. Be willing to be kind. Be willing to be generous. Just be willing, fill in the blank. And that, it just flowered. It had so much more petals on it at that point. You know, I once, my first album, I had a great keyboard player, Pisces, who...
Will you remember this story if I stream here?
Sure.
How did you notice that you were connected to a sense of willingness?
From the bottom, as far as I could go. The first willingness was an absolute surrender into vulnerability.
Surrender to vulnerability. Yeah.
Absolute. Where I'm curled in a fetal position on, in a bed, just can't stop crying and don't know why. To me, that's where a very gentle will is born. And it's born out of trust for God, trust in life, that it knows better than me. And this too shall pass. And then the will starts to grow from there into the new rebuilding.
I'm just thinking of the times that I've had. I'm just I've had the connection as well to this trust that is a connection to life. Yeah. A sense of being held in
Yeah.
So I appreciate you moving into the experience of what it means to say, be willing to be kind, be willing to be generous, be willing to trust. What is that willingness for you? It's a
surrender of control. Thanks for asking, because that needed to be said. Because our ego self, our smaller self, is all about control. It just wants what came before and replicates it involuntarily because it worked at one point. It worked for a while.
What I've noticed, I'm curious about, was this a bit of resistance, or what happens in me when I hear you refer to what the ego wants? And there's something that is akin that I notice in myself that's something like a resistance. I'm curious about it, and what it is this love of not demonizing the ego as something that is
there's nothing wrong with that.
It's kind of like just turning the face gently into the, what is it that is so loved? And so I love to love what the ego gives as a gift to me.
Sure.
And not even focus. I don't feel much value in focusing on that. But I feel a great deal of value in connecting. And I don't know whether this is a feminine perspective or but just to say it right now, this, how do we model for each other, all of us, how to be in this state of miracle creating and an opening to allow life stream to us, and for us to stream into what is a beauty way that creates this exquisite experience of being alive, and how is it an antidote?
Thank you. That's exactly what the radio show will answer beginning next Sunday.
Well,
Because it's already past 11.
Oh,
Yeah, so we will give you that
we'll say
answer.
goodbye to everyone then.
Thank you for that question. That's exactly what we needed. And thank you everybody for showing up. And I'm so, so happy to share this with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks for inviting me in.
yeah, such a blessing.
Pleasure too.
I've invited her to the radio show and we'll see what happens with that. I know she's a being of working it out as things move along. So we'll see. Okay, everybody. Thank you again for showing up. You want to say goodbye? Ahui ho.
Hui ho.
And malama pono. Next week, kkcr.org, 10 o'clock on Sunday. God bless you all. Hey, amama.